Have you ever been around somebody who just like really think that they coming across as like one kind of way, and like they are really not? Like they may think they're like the life of the party or something like that, or they may think they are just like super generous and just everyone just it just looks up to me, but in reality no one likes them. Like people, like it's really you're annoying or whatever it is, and it makes you kind of have to stop and think like, God, am I that self-unaware? Am I that delusional? I can't be, right? Probably not. I'm sure you're not. If you're here watching this video, you're probably not. If you ask that question to yourself, you're probably not that delusional off the bat. But it's still good to know or get an idea, like, am I being perceived the way I think I'm being perceived? You know, there may be something interesting or valuable, you know, to that. So we're gonna get into that. We're gonna see what the overlap is. And if you're new here, welcome to the channel. I am Dap. I do pick a card readings all day long. I come on live every single day. So like, you're always going to see me pop up in some way, shape or form. So subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We're building a little community here. You can like the video. This is a great way to also show that you like this topic, or that your video resonated. It also gets it into the algorithm so more people can get a chance to even just see if it resonates with them or be shown the video. But of course, this is a pick a card reading, so all you do is pick a card with your third eye, not your first and second eye, whatever image that you're drawn to, and you'll find that timestamp in the description as well as the pinned comment. I am taking personal readings. If you want to get one of those, it's no appointment necessary. I send a recorded reading to you via private YouTube link, so you can watch whenever you want to, rewatch it, whatever you want to do with it. I make your little custom thumbnail and everything. I've never had anybody dislike the reading. Well, they didn't let me know if they did, but anyway, just letting you know what I'm offering. That's available to you, and yeah, that's all I gotta say. Ain't gonna talk it to death. Catch you at your reading. Bye for now. Spirit guide you. Blessings in all we do. What up, pile number one? I always do that. Welcome to pile number one. Welcome to your reading on how you want to be viewed, or how maybe you may think that you're being viewed by other people versus how other people actually view you. Like, what's the reality? You know, we're gonna look at your vibe, your essence, just like maybe how you're just gonna kind of come across, as well as what your perceived weaknesses are and your perceived strengths, and how they kind of compare, contrast, and overlap and underlap, or whatever, with each other. It was fun in my head when I thought about doing this. But how you think your vibe is, or how you think you're gonna come across, as the Five of Pentacles. You think you kind of come across sometimes a little bit as an outsider, maybe a little bit reserved, maybe a little bit misunderstood, a little bit down and out, like you've gone through a lot, like you're going through a lot, like you may be struggling, like you have been struggling. Maybe it's like you feel like people see you as the struggle. That's what the Five of Pentacles is. Five of Pentacles is like the struggle, baby. It's the hard shit. It ain't I can't sugarcoat it. It's what it is. Like, you may feel like people see you as your struggle, or see you as your low points, when in reality they don't. I'll just go ahead and tell you that. Like, spoiler, they don't. I think they see you as judgment, which is more like, has nothing to do with judgment. It has more so to do with like awakenings and transformations through like soul development, in a sense. And put it in layman's terms, they feel like you're just really discovering who you really are. You're going through situations that seem to be almost karmic, or seem to be just part of your path that you're just meant to overcome. Like everyone has something. This may be like if you have some kind of terminal illness. I hope not, but if you do, then you know that that's part of your journey. But people don't see you as that illness. People don't see you as that disability, or people don't see you as less than because of that. They see you as really living your truth, like everybody else. Maybe not like everybody else, but you are living your truth. I'll say that. And maybe you do judge yourself a little bit harder or too hard, because the Five of Pentacles and the Judgment card is a leap, is a huge. It's not, that's not the same card. It's not even, you know, it's very different. I think you think you may see yourself in a, or may be, how is it? You may think you're being viewed by other people in a more negative light than you actually are. Your perceived weaknesses, the Ten of Swords. Man, you must have gone through it. Because, like, you see yourself as, like, you think people see you as, like, this person who's just been, like, beat up and banged up and stabbed in the back and fucked over and all kinds of stuff. Just, but still standing, You think your biggest weakness is that people see you as, maybe a lot of the choices that you made in relationships, or you think people see you as only remember the moments where, like, you were not the strongest version of yourself, or that you seem defeated, you know. Like, maybe you had some kind of problem that was, like, really public, or, like, really you felt like people could see your problem or see your issue because there was no way you could hide it or run from it. It was like you're going through it so bad that everybody knew that you was going through that, you know. And it's like, so what, you know? So what? Because at the end of the day, people don't even see it like that. Even the people that remember the days or experience it with you now as you go through it or went through it, struggle, had just a string of bad situations or something like that. They don't see it the way you see it. They see you as maybe your weakness has been the Wheel of Fortune. Like, man, can't catch a break. Like, man, it's like it's out of their control. A lot of it just seems to be just the cards they're dealt with, and maybe they're handling it the best they can, or maybe they think that you may repeat certain patterns that shouldn't even be repeat. Like, why is this happening again for them? Like, I'm so sorry. It doesn't come across though as like you fuck your life up all the time, or like you're getting what you deserve. There's almost, if they see it, it's almost like it's just like I said, the cards they were dealt, the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Or the Wheel of Fortune in general doesn't really talk too much about control. It's about being able to handle the ups and downs in life, right? And when it's in reverse, sometimes it talks about the downs in life. It's just like what happens, you know? And we just have to handle it and ask for support and deal with it with grace and dignity and get through it, you know? And that's how they see you. They don't see you as beat the fuck up. They don't see you as your problems. They don't say that, oh, that's that. Oh, that's the can't get right. Oh, that's the, you know. They don't think of you as that. I think you may think of yourself as that because he's like, you're asking yourself, how do we get here? Like, how do I let things get so bad? Or like, if I was just paying attention, if I would have went with my first mind, if I would have, should have, could have, would have, blah, blah, blah. Like, everyone goes through things like that. No one's perfect, and no one's path is just completely rainbows and sunshine. And like, you don't see how people struggle behind the scenes. And I think most people don't ever really broadcast how they're really struggling, or how they really, like, if they can avoid like letting people into like what's really shaking them, or really have them struggling, like when they like really should be asking for help, they will find ways not to, you know. They will mask, they will cover up, they will lie, you know, just to kind of like suffer in silence to avoid the embarrassment or whatever they perceive as, like, you know, to be worse than the thing that they're going through. And I feel like maybe you're in a situation where you couldn't have done that. Maybe yours was like more obvious, or maybe yours was just, maybe you just spoke up. I don't know, but you think people like identify you with your struggles, and that's not true. They don't see you as your problems or your struggles. They see you as you. They see you as you. And I think there is something to say, like, maybe you're a little harder on yourself. Maybe some things are just out of your control, and just it's more so about the lesson and how you handle it, and not necessarily how you got yourself into it. Sometimes that can be really arbitrary, like really just grasping at straws. Like, okay, well, you got into, okay, well, it's good to know how you got into it, but it's like putting too much focus on that doesn't get you out of it, you know? It doesn't get you like moving on from it. It gets you, a lot of times it gets you stuck in that place, and that's not where you need to be. You can't stay there forever. You're not meant to be there forever. No one even thinks that you're supposed to be there. Like, it's, you know? So don't be so hard on yourself. I think your strength, how you want to be viewed, when it comes down to strength, is the Queen of Swords, which is interesting because the Queen of Swords is that queen that has gone through stuff. She's like the widow. She's gotten her wisdom through hard trials, and it does kind of tell that storyline again about like, I've been through so much, and I want to be seen as like, someone who's stronger now. And realistically, I think you are. There's no way around that. Like whenever you go through stuff and you see it through the other side, like guess what? It does come with wisdom. You do gain that Queen of Swords energy of like making better decisions. And if anyone comes to me, and it's in my area of like what I've experienced, I'm gonna give advice. I'm gonna mentor them. I'm gonna teach them. I'm gonna tell them. I'm gonna do everything in my power if they seek it to tell them what they have to look forward to, at least what my experience was in my story, and hopefully they can take something from that and have a better experience than I had. Even if I didn't have a terrible experience, I always want people to have a better experience than I had. If me opening up and me telling it how it is or how it was for me, if it helps them navigate whatever they're going through a little bit better, I'm cool with that. Like, I feel like that's what we're supposed to do, So you have that in you, but do people see you that way? I don't know. People see you as the Four of Cups. They see you as a little bit more realistic than you have been maybe in a long time. Your strength now is discernment. When something's offered to you or something is presented to you, you're not that quick to say, okay. You're not so quick to just fall into like some emotional trap or anything like that. It's like, I think the strength is that you come across as somebody who is a little bit more emotionally attached, in a cool kind of way, like level-headed, not necessarily like, even when things are rough at this point, I don't think you handle it from a place of like, I'm falling apart. Like, oh my God, I'm so emotional. At least not like in a way where it's like, you can't move. It's like, you're really just like, you suck that shit up. You do what you got to do. You may cry about it when you fall into bed at night or something like that. But it's like, you don't spend too much time feeling sorry for yourself anymore. I do think that you over internalize, like thinking that people see you as just your problems, because I don't think you see yourself as just your problems. You don't, but you fear that that's what other people see from you. So it's an interesting energy. Like, that you're not your problems. You don't see yourself as your problems, but you think other people are not maybe as deep as you, or not as understanding as you. So they're gonna see it as you just fucking up, and they don't. They see you as actually a little bit more careful than you used to be. But sound off in the comments and how this resonated. If this resonated, and remember, guys, like the video. You can book a reading, send a little tip if you can. Thank you. And remember, until next time, if you got spirit, what spirit got you? Blessings in all we do. Bye.
Blessings in all we do. That do too. That do too.
What up, pile number 2? Welcome to your reading. We're looking at how you want to be viewed, or how you think you're being viewed, versus how you actually are viewed by people. All right. So we're gonna look at just your actual vibe, your essence, maybe how people just see you, maybe your perceived weaknesses, your perceived strengths, and how they kind of compare and contrast with what other people think. So off the bat, you want to see yourself as, or maybe you see yourself as the magician. You see yourself as somebody who is really good at working with what they got, maybe turning nothing into something, being able to truly manifest from a place of like willpower, like persistence. If I need to do it, I'll figure out how to do it, And you have a lot of faith in the universe. You have a lot of faith in yourself. You have a lot of faith that things will likely happen the way you need them to happen, whatever that means, right? Funny though, other people see you as more like the Seven of Wands. It can be very strong-willed, yes, but also combative if anyone gets in the way. Like, you may be, they may see you as rather impatient when it comes down to, like, say, feeling like anybody or anything is an obstacle into getting in the way of what you want. It's almost like some of y'all may feel like an obstacle, a challenge is really an attack and an insult, and something that needs to be dealt with. Even if it's like the intentions aren't to be that way from whatever the challenge, the outside source is, external forces, you treat it like it's a threat. And so people may pick up on that, and like that may rub people the wrong way. But even if it's in the most positive sense, it's like saying you damn sure go after the things that you really, really want. Like, let somebody tell you that you can't have something. Watch me. It's like you're very that. To the point where I don't think it's aggressive. I don't think I'm not trying to make it seem like it's aggressive. I don't think it's that. I think it's different for everybody. I think sometimes a lot of you can get aggressive or like aggressively defensive, but when it comes down to the weaknesses, your perceived weakness, or what you think people see as your weakness, is the sun. Like maybe sometimes it comes up a couple of different ways. You may think sometimes people may judge you harder or feel a certain type of way because when you're happy, like people can't stand to see you happy. You think people can't stand to see you shine a lot of times, or sometimes you may think that you take up too much space. Maybe you just think it's like I'm too much. I'm too intense. Maybe I'm too intense, or maybe I show the truth in a way that doesn't vibe with people, and I'm just like destined not to like really vibe with too many people. That could be true. That could be true. I don't know. Don't sound wrong. But the other people normally see you. They see you as the Page of Wands, as your weakness, meaning that yes, you do have a boldness to you, or you do have like a fire. I think like sometimes you do know you take up space, but I don't think people think it's a selfish thing. I think people see you as like sometimes not having a filter. It can say the wild thing and then be like, what, or like a hot take. Sometimes just it may think you have a hot take just for the sake of having like a hot take. Unpopular opinion just because it's unpopular. Like just to kind of be devil's advocate sometimes. Like you stir the pot is what people think sometimes when you're bored. You may, especially with people that you're friends with, like closest to. You don't do this with like acquaintances or strangers or just like in the workplace or nothing stupid like that. It's like, but with your friends, people like you can kind of get away with like poking at a little bit. Like you'll play devil's advocate or you'll like say some wild shit sometimes, and they think it's just impulsive, less than malicious. Like you're just kind of that way, so. But it's a much less intense energy as the sun. So it's like I don't think they see you as harsh as you probably see your own weakness. The strengths, you perceive your strengths to be more like the Knight of Swords. Like I get things done, baby boo. I work hard to go after every single. I want you to see me as somebody who has an idea. I get it worked out and I go towards it. Like I don't hesitate. Like I don't necessarily have too many like hang-ups when it comes down to like what I need to do. Like maybe in relationships, maybe when it comes down to dealing with other people, because you do have a lot of self-focused cards. So you may be single or something, or you may not be just really going through much of an identity crisis when it comes down to your relationships and how you relate and stuff like that. So and I think people kind of see you as that as well. I don't see a whole lot of relational stuff going on, but the Knight of Swords is somebody who takes action and maybe sometimes even jumps into situations a little bit on a whim, or like without knowing all the full information and still pan out okay, or also that person that will stand up for their friends or say the hard thing, like the truth comes first and like people's sensibilities or feelings may come second, in the most respectful way. But it's like you say the tough thing, or you also aren't afraid to kind of like pop back at somebody who's being disrespectful, or like maybe saying the wrong thing about a friend or a family who's not around, or like you give off that energy like I got you like in that sense. And I'm not afraid to use to speak my mind. Like what you gonna do, beat my ass? I don't think so. And if you try, I guess we about to fight. It's like it doesn't really back down. You want to see seen as somebody like you really want to go head to head with this. Like if I'm on your good side, if you're on my good side, like thick as thieves, I got you. But please don't get on my bad side because you don't want the smoke. Like it gives that. But how people really see your strength, what people think your strength is something completely different than that. Kinda. Yeah, they see you as somebody who goes after what they want, but they see you as somebody who normally gets what they want. The Nine of Cups is a wish card. They see you as somebody who, at the end of the day, like whatever your goals are, you kind of you make noticeable progress towards it. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you put your mind to, you end up showing up for yourself in ways that kind of impress people. They be like, damn, like you said you was gonna do that, didn't you? They did. They said, remember the time they said they was gonna do the other thing that was completely different, that was random? They did it too. It's like people who've known you for a long time, they've seen different phases of you where it's like you just always come out on top, even when you on the bottom. Even when you really should be like questioning your life choices, you always seem to somehow find a way back up to where you want to be. And that's just how people see you, whether you think it's true or not. You may think like, I have to work my ass off for that. They only see the end result, whatever. They still see the light that that shines. That's never gonna like damn like that sun has been your weakness. It's like, I almost can't see that your strength. Like you take up space, yes, but it's inspiring. Like it's because everybody takes up space. Not everyone remembers that all the time, and not everyone is brave enough to say the thing that needs to be said. Not everybody feels confident enough to go after the things that they feel like is for them, but they don't think they really can because no one's told them. Like you don't need that. I feel like you're that person just by just by existing motivates people to be more authentic versions of themselves. You know, you mean no one's perfect, but overall, that's what I'm picking up on. Stuff in the comments if have this resonated. If this resonated, you can always book a reading, send a tip, hit the like button, all that good stuff. And remember, guys, if you got spirit, what spirit got you? Blessings and all we do. Bye.
If you got spirit, spirit got you. Blessings in all we do.
What up, pile number 3? Welcome to your reading on how you want to be seen or viewed. Maybe how you think you're viewed versus how you're really viewed. All right. So we're just going to be looking at your vibe, maybe what you perceive as your weakness and even your strength. Now, as always, take what resonates, leave what don't. Also, other people's perceptions of you may very well differ from how you see yourself. So keep that in mind. It's just for self-awareness. But the overall vibe you give is the 8 of Swords in reverse, or the way you want to be seen. Is somebody who is getting out of their own way. Maybe somebody who you think at a certain point, people who know you may have viewed you as being stuck in your own way, or real like stuck in getting your own way, something like that, stubborn. But also a feeling of like, even when it doesn't work for you, or when it's like whenever your way is detrimental like to your growth in some kind of way, when it's time to evolve, you may have felt like you got in your own way, or you struggled with getting out unstuck. So this could have been like being in a relationship too long. This could have been staying on a job for too long, just doing the wrong thing for a little longer than you would have liked when you think about it in hindsight. But the thing about that is you only know what you know. Like Ace of Swords in reverse is like you may have not had like the information that you have now. And I think people in contrast see you more so as like the 7 of Wands in reverse. Basically, it's like maybe having real tough boundaries, or having walls up there so tall that no one wants to climb that. Like sometimes you can come across as very defensive or protective of yourself. So like say if you have but I think the thing that they don't realize is like maybe if you spend a lot of time trying to get out of like say toxic mindsets, or really have to shape like maybe what your core beliefs are, because you may have learned like maybe they just don't work for you, like they're detrimental, or like they're part of like some kind of toxic programming. You may be real defensive when anybody even unintentionally puts you back in that place of like having to think that way, or whenever you get like maybe super triggered about something, maybe even specific, it's like you really push back kind of hard, you know, almost like it's a defense mechanism. But people see you as somebody that definitely has like strong convictions. I'll say that. Whether they agree with them or not, you kind of stand for whatever it is that you believe in, whatever it is that you're gonna do. It's like you'll double down and double down and double down. That's kind of what they're saying. But your weaknesses, what do you think? What do you see your weaknesses as, or what do you want people to see your weaknesses as? Is that a way to say that? I don't know. How do you think it's been perceived? Your weaknesses. The Four of Pentacles. It comes up a couple of different ways. I feel like for some people, you kind of want to be seen as like somebody who is kind of responsible, doesn't really give all their energy to everybody, more discerning, may not be so much available. It's like, don't ask me for a favor because I may not be able to give it to you. It's like you may see yourself as almost like super protective of your energy, what you're gonna give out, what you're gonna, you don't like spread it too thin. It's kind of like how you want to be seen. In another way, this may be maybe more specific or for somebody specific. I don't know. It kind of feels like when you have like say financial problems, or if you have like maybe like a tight budget or something like that, you may view other people as seeing you as like stingy or cheap or something like that, and it's not the case. They see you as like the Six of Pentacles, which is like really fair. Like you like they see you as generous when you need to be. You give what you have if you have it. Like they see that as like, like they see you as pretty fair. Not even an overgiver or like or a stingy person. So I think your perception of how you're coming across, at least in that regard, is much actually harsher than people see you in real life. I think people see you as like, yeah, you're good, you fine. Like it's not even an extreme of too much or too little. So I think you may be a little bit harder on yourself about like maybe your own situation and maybe projecting that back, but only accept that if that's what it is, Now your strengths. You want to be seen as a very intuitive person, but also maybe a little bit secretive, like mysterious in a sense. The High Priestess, she comes across as real mysterious because she seems to know way more than she lets on, right? She seems to be a lot smarter than she'll tell you. It's just a vibe. Also intuitive, like you want to be seen as somebody that's hard to like fool, hard to trick, right? Sometimes, like when you're feeling good, like you know exactly what where you need to be, and you don't question it. It's like you want to be seen as very much like got it under control, moving from a place of like how I feel about things, my intuition, like my gut, having a good judge of character. You want to be seen. Like, I think everyone wants to be seen like that, though, right? Okay. I think the Nine of Pentacles in reverse is actually how people see you, which is more down to earth. The Nine of Pentacles upright can be a little bit bougie. She can be a little bit like it represents opulence and enjoying the finer things in life. The Strength in reverse, I mean, the Nine of Pentacles in reverse is like saying you're really just kind of humbled. Like they see you as your greatest strength is that you're humble and that you are really down to earth. And I don't think you get too caught up on the idea of things and material that's supposed to bring you joy. I think you put much more emphasis on like your energy, another person's energy, like that, like you're very much more emotional or more even mental than say motivated by material, and really how people may view you based off of that. I think you may sometimes find yourself a little bit more insecure about where you are financially sometimes, if that's your story. But other people don't see you as lacking. They don't see you as lacking. They see you humble. But sign up in the comments. Let me know how this resonated. If this resonated, remember, guys, I love you. I mean it. And if you want to book a reading, you totally can. Send a tip, like the video, And remember, if you got spirit, let spirit got you. Blessings in all we do. Bye.